ladies and gentlemen, this is the Ninch Movies. Today I'm coming to you with probably the biggest VHS update I'll ever do on this channel. The biggest one of the year, might be the biggest VHS update you've ever seen. I've got like 4 shopping bags full of this stuff. I got maybe, I would say, 5 or so tapes later in the day, just at op shops. You know, regular spending that we do, you guys have witnessed. But on this one occasion, I actually was scrolling on Marketplace and I came across a massive collector. He was selling a large portion of his collection, and I actually, he was only about 20 minutes away from where I live. I went up there, had a look at his collection, because he said that he had crates of them and that there were certain ones that he hadn't put up for sale yet. I got an absolute haul, man. A lot of them I bought at the standard $5 a piece, but then he had some more rarer tapes that he sort of, wanted me to barter with him about. Honestly, easily the most excited I've ever been. I've never bought off a collector. His knowledge of the films that he owned and knowledge of the VHS collecting community and everything, it was just phenomenal. He said he's been collecting tapes since 1989, so shout out to the man. He had a beautiful collection, and I came home with plenty of great tapes. So let's get into this update, shall we? Like, I'm talking tapes. I'm talking tapes on tapes. Who else that is going out and doing this? I probably expanded my tape collection by like 100 today. It's insane, so strap in. Couple more. And one last one. As per standard, but if you're new here, if you've seen any of the films that I show off today and want to let me know your thoughts of them down below, definitely do so. I'll start off with the first bag being what I picked up personally just from the op shop. It's not as exciting. This is just standard update kind of stuff. First one up we got for 50 cents. I saw that it was a Warner Brother film. It has Gary Oldman in it. I've never heard of this, but I like my animated films. This is the film The Magic Sword, Quest for Camelot. Another 50-cent buy. I'm struggling to even remember what I have in my Disney collection. I really need to catalog it. I picked up Peter Pan for 50 cents, just in case, on the chance that I didn't own it already. A classic of my childhood in this hideous big box here, but we have the film Big Fat Liar. I can't tell you how many times I watched this as a kid. Like, this was always on repeat at my household. Moving on from that, I just thought this looked sick. I'm a huge fan of stop motion animation. I have no idea who this character is or what this company is, but we have Loonig Animated, perhaps? Once again, just huge fan of stop motion. This one was only $2. I thought we're going to give it a go. This one, I'm happy to find in great condition. I really like the white VHS case, to be honest, but we have the film Men in Black 2. Fantastic sequel. I love the Men in Black series. And the last one up that I picked up from the op shops before we get into the collector's goods is the film Charlie's Angels. I picked it up just because, standard rule of thumb, I know the actresses. I'm sure I have watched this in my lifetime. Am I jumping out my seat to watch it again soon? Probably not, but it was $2. Aside, and let's get into the Marketplace finds. How I went about it was, as I said, he had advertised tapes up, and I sent him a list out of the images that he had up of the tapes that I wanted. So he pre-packed them all to the side for me, and then more or less I just scoured what else he had up for sale and picked up, trust me, plenty more on top of what I had already anticipated getting. But I will show off the stuff that I personally picked out over Marketplace originally. The first one up, this is Predator meets Species on Independence Day, supposedly. This is the film Dark Breed. I like the train spotting sticker on that. It is a filthy, filthy big box, but it's some sci-fi for the collection. Keen to check it out. Have you seen it? Let me know. The next film up, from the director of Pitch Black, we have the film Below. This has this light blue case on it. Huge fan of that. Once again, a big box. All of his tapes are in great condition, obviously. He said he was a collector himself. He's been doing this since 1989. So for $5 a piece, they're in immaculate condition. And a lot of films that you don't just come across at the op shop, not at least down my way. I believe he said this one is actually a French film with subtitles. I have not watched the VHS that features subtitles as of yet, but this is a film by Christophe Gans, and this is Brotherhood of the Wolf. It's got a lot of big quotes on the back here, a kick-ass action epic. That one's actually a quote from Hot Dog. Anyone know Hot Dog? Cracking stuff. The fight scenes are great. I enjoyed it big time. Jonathan Ross, The Mirror. So, The Brotherhood of the Wolf, I originally picked this out of the bunch thinking possibly a horror film. It could be a martial arts. He had a lot of martial arts. Not really my thing, but we're going to give it a go one day. The next one up here stars Peter Weller, and this is a science fiction film called Screamers. Video Easy sticker on the bottom there. Looks like a titanium kind of skeleton. I'm intrigued by this. It says from the author of Blade Runner and Total Recall. So them some heavy hitters right there. Moving on from that, we have a film starring Tom Sizemore and Sherilyn Fenn, and this is Swindle. Apologize about the glare on any of these. I am filming in my kitchen. I really need to find what spot suits filming in this house. Cars that go dead when you try to leave town, radios that play without electricity, and a videotape that proves something evil has arrived. This is them. This is a Village Roadshow tape. It's actually advertising Movie World in Queensland here as well. I have no idea. Sounds interesting with the blurb just read out. The next one up we have is a thriller starring Nicolas Cage. I haven't actually watched a lot of early Nicolas Cage, and that's really a shame because he was a pretty highly respected actor. I feel like he won an Oscar, didn't he, in his lifetime. This is from Martin Scorsese, and this is Bringing Out the Dead. Looks like it's got quite a few big actors in it. Nicolas Cage, John Goodman, Patricia Arquette. Now, I'm keen to check this one out. Have you guys seen it? Let me know. Now, this one, I feel like this is a movie you have to own on the VHS. I have never seen it, but it would seem that, judging by its box office, nobody saw this. This is one of the biggest flops of all time, and this is Pluto Nash. I'm a huge fan of Eddie Murphy. I just want to see, it could be interesting enough. If it's a fun watch, like something like A Haunted House, I just want to see why this movie is the biggest bomb of all goddamn time. It only made like $7 million on easily over $100 million budget. I know that for a fact. This is a heavily reviewed film on YouTube. People like to make fun of it. I'm keen to check it out. You know your man has to grab any horror tape that he sees. They're so scarce out here, and I was happy enough to pick up, I believe, the remake of The Haunting. This one stars Liam Neeson, Catherine Zeta-Jones, Owen Wilson, and Lily Taylor. The green case, I love that. In immaculate condition. I have not seen the remake of The Haunting. Are you guys a fan of it? This is sort of around that era where every classic horror movie was getting remade, so there was a lot of hate based on that. I wonder, now that some time has passed, is this more of a respected horror movie in the community? Let me know. This one intrigues me oh so highly. You guys know I like my true crime, and we have Dahmer the Cannibal. Obviously, Netflix did their TV show. I watched all of that. I know there's been several movies made about Dahmer. I've never heard of this particular rendition. This one stars Jeremy Renner. Jeremy Renner as Dahmer. That's crazy. Artel Kayaru and Bruce Davidson. Have you guys seen this one? This is high on the watch list for me personally. An absolute classic of my childhood, right up there with Big Fat Liar. I watched this so much as a kid. DreamWorks, Ants. He had 2 copies of this. I actually prefer this simplistic front cover. This is one that I've been looking to pick up for quite some time. I really want to check this movie out again. It's got Sylvester Stallone in it. I mean, what's not to like? We have, in immaculate condition as well, once again, bonus, exclusive featurettes, step by step, inch by inch, whatever that means. We have Jim Carrey in The Grinch, a stock standard favorite for every Christmas year. I watch this nearly every year. Keen to check it out on the tape. Fantastic movie that I grew up with once again. Back-to-back Jim Carreys. This is another one that I've been looking for on the VHS for so long. I'm surprised I haven't stumbled across it, but I own it now, so I have The Mask. It's been so many years since I've seen this movie. It's due a revisit, honestly. I picked up a couple of Mask comic books a couple of months back, and I've just been intrigued about the character. I really want to get back into this movie. And the little insert there with the Mask animated series. Pretty cool. A sequel I have been meaning to pick up Now I only need the fourth film in the franchise. I believe, I don't know what year the fourth film came out, so maybe it wasn't on VHS, but this is Die Hard with a Vengeance. Once again, I think I've said it in the past, but this movie is the whole reason this channel exists right now, because it was dead in the water. I was never uploading anything. And I watched this movie for the first time about a year and a half ago. I fell in love with it and felt inspired to do a review, and I've been posting videos ever since. So definitely my favorite Die Hard. I have not watched the fourth one personally though. Another early review on the channel. Happy to have this on the VHS. Honestly, I'm a big fan of this movie, as you would see if you had watched my review of it, and that is Hulk. Shout out Eric Bana, underrated actor in my opinion. This one is a classic sci-fi horror. It is from the Horror Collection, but this is Invasion of the Body Snatchers. If I can get the glare off it, how gnarly is that front cover? I showed this to my partner just before and she couldn't believe it's only rated PG. This is from 1956. It's black and white. I watched this so many years ago when I was sort of on like a kick of like earlier sci-fi and horror movies. Like I used to have a massive poster in my bedroom of The Day the Earth Stood Still. I used to watch that all the time. It's been so many years though, I can't wait to go back and check this out. Here we have stars Bill Pullman, Bridget Fonda, and Oliver Platt. And this is the film Lake Placid. I feel like in terms of these shark and crocodile movies, obviously Jaws is the biggest, but I've heard quite a bit about Lake Placid and never watched it for myself personally. So for $5, we picked it up. It's in great condition. This one is a filthy pickup. Another movie that gets just reviewed and memed on the internet all the time. I have never personally seen it. This would be a really good and fun watch with my brother, and this is the animated The Lord of the Rings. Once again, peak condition. I have several of these Warner Brother Entertainment tapes now. I don't expect this to be good whatsoever, but I will watch this at some time in the future. Our third official Jim Carrey tape. Another one from my childhood. Honestly, Jim Carrey just ran my childhood and many of you guys out there. He just made hits, man. He just made hits. And this is A Series of Unfortunate Events. And the last one up out of this first bag here, this is Mel Gibson, M. Night Shyamalan in Signs. Funny fact, I've never seen this film. I've seen countless clips. I know about the ending and everything like that, but I more see it parodied. I've never actually sat down and watched it. I'll be honest, M. Night Shyamalan, I haven't really seen a lot of his catalog until later. Like I sort of started watching like The Visit and Split and movies like that. I never actually watched his original quote unquote better work. Moving on to bag number 2. So more or less everything in here is after I had looked through the collection, I'm like, these also are coming home with me. Officially the first VHS that caught my eye. Now, maybe I'm just out the loop and I did not know these existed, but apparently there are The Wacky Adventures of Ronald McDonald. We have The Legend of Grimace Island. Now I tried to look these up, and from what I can tell, they're movies, not a TV show. Correct me if I'm wrong though. I got these for $5 a piece. And then I do have the Scared Silly one twice over. This one has a broken clip on it, but he reckons it's an easy fix. He just threw that in for free. I just thought that was really cool. I'm kind of a sucker when it comes to like advertisements. I know a lot of people hate advertisements being everywhere. I kind of like it. I kind of like the big giants advertising. Like I'm a huge fan of Coca-Cola and all their merchandise. McDonald's, I'm a big fan. I just thought these were cool as something I didn't know in my favorite type of collectible casing, the little slip sleeves. So the most expensive items that I purchased from this man. So there was definitely some collectible tapes there, a lot of road shows that I would have personally loved to get, but I knew that I'm just not spending that kind of money on VHS right now. These ones, rather than being $5 a piece, I bought them for $20 a piece. But these were sequels that I needed them in my collection. Some of my favorite movies of all time. I do have the original, but we have Back to the Future 2 and of course Back to the Future 3. These look beautiful. It will bother me because my original Back to the Future is this fat white CIC case. It's really bulky. It's not quite a clamshell, but it looks like one. So it will stick out like a sore thumb, but for 20 a piece, I'm happy. These are like mint condition, man. He did so well collecting these over the years. And I finally can complete my Back to the Future collection on VHS. Another sequel I was desperate to have in the collection, I surprisingly have not seen out and about, and this is Star Wars Episode 2 Attack of the Clones. Shout out to the man, once again, that I bought off, because he said for years he's just been searching for Episode 3 on VHS. Young Junko is a great YouTuber. He did a whole video about the hunt for Revenge of the Sith on VHS. I'd highly recommend that video. Attack of the Clones. I have my Star Wars rating up on the channel. Go check it out. I actually like this movie a lot more than I would say a majority of the audience. The next one up, once again, a very obscure movie. I have seen this talked about on YouTube. A lot of these more obscure ones, they sort of remind me of The Nostalgia Critic. I feel like this is a movie he's probably reviewed in the past, and if not, it would suit his channel. This stars Robert De Niro, Rene Russo, and Jason Alexander, and this is The Adventures of Rocky and Bullwinkle. Obviously, I'm familiar with Rocky and Bullwinkle, the characters. I didn't really watch them personally growing up. I just thought this was really cool, this sort of like Roger Rabbit-esque type movie. I feel like this definitely bombed. I didn't see them do any more in the future. Is Rocky and Bullwinkle Hanna-Barbera? Would not surprise me, but let me know down below if you're a fan of this movie and the franchise that is Rocky and Bullwinkle. And this whole stack here, if you can see the color of those tapes, you know what's coming. We have Nickelodeon tapes, specifically probably my favorite Nickelodeon show growing up being the Rugrats. So I will start off with the feature-length films. Of course, the original Rugrats the movie. Watched this to death when I was younger. It is a good movie, but for me personally, I always preferred Rugrats in Paris. I just thought, yeah, for some reason I thought it was Rugrats in Tokyo. Now I'm just confused. Rugrats in Paris. Always preferred this. I remember tearing up when, you know, Chucky's like looking out the airplane and that song plays about how he wishes he had a mum. Crazy heartstring pull in this movie. Fantastic show. Obviously, they tried to remake it later in life. You can't beat the original. Then I guess we just had volumes and volumes of the TV show, which I'm not mad at. I did grow up watching the Rugrats TV show as well. So we have Rugrats, Angelica Knows Best. This is actually surprising. I don't know how long Rugrat episodes go for. They must be on the shorter side, because normally a VHS holds about 2 episodes a piece. This one has 5 on it. And it comes in at, if I can even see through my own glare, 56 minutes. So those are some short episodes. Then we have Rugrats, Tale from the Crib. This looks like some older Rugrats for sure. You can tell by just the appearance of Tommy. He looks like a lumpy ass potato. Then we have 10 Years, Rugrat Favorites, Volume 2, A Decade in Diapers. Then we have a Rugrats... Chanukah? This is crazy, and I know I'm not a worldly person. That can't be how you spell Hanukkah. Please don't do this to me. No, it's definitely not, but yeah, Chanukah? I guess we're getting religious in this episode there, Rugrats. Yep, there that is. And the last one up of the Rugrats tapes here is called 5 Carat Topped Cartoons, Chucky's Lucky Day. I feel like Nickelodeon and Cartoon Network, those kind of branded tapes are a lot harder to come across. They sell on eBay for about like 20 to 30 a piece at least. So to get them for $5 a piece, I think that's good hunting from me personally. And I'm a lover of all animation. It's a show I grew up on. I'll actually watch these and, they'll serve their purpose. Been talking for nearly half an hour now. So the second portion of this update is going to be interesting to some, maybe not all, so I don't judge you if you click off the video. But basically, he had 2 bags of pre-recorded tapes, and he just said, do you want to take them off my hands? They're free. Now, normally I don't collect pre-recorded tapes. However, Since this man had been collecting films since 1989, I thought, one, there'll be several movies that I don't own yet, so at least, it can be sort of like a pastime, have it in my collection until I get the official release, as well as the fact I grew up on pre-recorded tapes. It was the cheapest way to own a movie, and I would love to see some of the commercials that are on these tapes, and just sort of the old Australian TV from 1989 onwards until whenever he stopped recording these tapes. I have no idea what's in these. I have not looked through it yet. Just going to breeze through them, name off the movies, and we'll go from there. So it looks like the first one up here we have is Philadelphia. Tom Hanks. I have not seen the film personally. I'm not even going to attempt to read that. We have Walk the Line. Do you guys have any of these in your collection? I feel like I watched the channel, I'm going to say it was Brutal Moose, did something where he sort of had this concept of a video idea where he would purchase tapes like this from the thrift shops and just sort of experience whatever was on the tapes. If you guys are interested in a video idea like that, we'll go for it. Why not? As Good as It Gets. So this one's a triple threat. Blues Brothers, shout out Billy Boy. He was talking about Blues Brothers just the other day. Memphis Belle and the Addams Family. This one's got a case. At least we've got some backup cases now as well. This one's looks like it says Making of Jurassic Park. That's kind of hard. I don't mind that. Turner and Hutch. We have Terminator 2. Happy to have that. I do not own that one personally yet. Some absolute bangers here. We have Total Recall, the original Indiana Jones, and The Last Crusade. Then we have plenty of episodes of Fawlty Tower. I do actually have the box set in my collection currently. Then we've got Bram Stoker, Bram Stoker, as I'm stroking out. Bram Stoker's, now I just can't even say it, it's Dracula. We got Dracula and Charlie and the Chocolate Factory. I can hear my partner laughing at me in the background. Got Uncle Buck and The Godfather. Kind of a weird mashup there. I guess this is actually an official release. Some Three Stooges tape. That's not the Three Stooges I know. Josie Wells, and it just says Clint Eastwood next to it. So Clint Eastwood film, I guess. See, this is where it gets interesting. Blank. Something's on here. We'll find out soon. We've got the original Batman, Enemy Mine, and Golden Child. And he's written long play on that one. And that is, you can see that wound back to the brim, man. He made the most out of that tape. Then we've got First Blood, Hunt for Red October, and Lethal Weapon. I have not seen Hunt for Red October. I would love to check that one out. This one's hard. Another movie that I have not watched, and it's a sin, I know, but we have RoboCop. Speaking of absolute classics, we got Rocky. Can't go past Rocky. We have Apocalypse Now and When Harry Met Sally. Two movies I have not seen. I do own When Harry Met Sally. I've heard great things about Apocalypse Now. Dennis the Menace. Couple more from bag number one. We have Dirty Harry and Dirty Harry again. The old duplicate. We have Enter the Dragon and Kramer versus Kramer. This one looks like it was Star Trek 5 and 6, but that is butchered, so that's a binner. Okay. I got nervous here. I was like, especially when someone gives you a box of blank tapes, you never know what you're going to get. Originally it says somebody's birthday on the side, but you open it up and it is actually Aladdin, The Return of Jafar. Another VHS I do actually own. And the final bag of mystery tapes. We have, for a few dollars more, Clint Eastwood. It's kind of handy. It's not in the best condition, but this is a replacement clamshell for the collection now at least. I believe this says No Reheat, No Surrender, 3 Blood Brothers. Anybody out there? Help me out. We have Milo and Otis. Milo and Otis. We have the sequel, Speed 2. We have E.T., a movie that, surprisingly for me personally, I can't stand E.T. I've never in my life been able to get through that movie. We have Thelma and Louise and a movie that I picked up somewhat recently, The Lawnmower Man. If only it was Lawnmower Man 2. Star Wars Return of the Jedi. Once again, this is going to be a cool watch. Obviously, I own like 30,000 different copies of Star Wars already. I want to see what ads they were playing alongside Star Wars, especially when it's on TV. You know, when it's a blockbuster movie, they're going to put all their airtime into the best commercials that we possibly could have had. Keen to check that one out. 48 Hours, Eddie Murphy. Star Trek 2 and 3. I didn't pick up any personally, but he had a lot of Star Trek tapes. This man was definitely a fan. A movie that I've been wanting to watch a lot recently for whatever reason, and that being Grease. We've got some episodes of Cheers. Got them tapes. And finishing off, we have one last stack here. We have Christmas Vacation, Trading Places, and Hypnotism Special on the end there. Go check out my Trading Places review as well. Got some more Star Trek. If I can read Roman numerals, I believe this to be 4 and 5. We have Close Encounters of the Third Kind, which I've never seen personally. And then we have Blade Runner and Batman Returns to finish it all off. So yeah, guys, that is the update of all updates. I mean, we really need to chill out just for like a month or two, but we just can't stop. I'm going to have to buy a new shelf for sure. All these blank ones, I'm not going to worry about like displaying them. They're not really interesting. These are sort of just like one-off watches. Just want to see what's on there. But everything that I picked up today, I mean, I think we did so well. It was really nice to meet another collector, honestly. I love talking to you guys over the internet, of course, but to meet someone in the flesh and someone that had a lot of knowledge, that's been doing it for years, that, you know, went to the actual like blockbusters and things like that. Like, he told me little facts that I just genuinely didn't know about. Like, after 6 weeks, a movie would go into an X rental. I did not know that. And just his knowledge of, like, he had these awesome old school road shows. He was telling me about certain clamshells. He was just, you know, he was into it, and it was nice to sort of get schooled and sort of learn something and just be like, yep, I'm just going to listen to you right now. I hope you guys all enjoyed the update. Please leave this video a like, add it to your favorites, and subscribe. If you're new here, definitely consider subscribing. I post on the regular. If you're a movie fan, that's what we do on this channel. Without further ado, this is the Ninch Movies signing out.